All right. All right, we'll start off the second half with Abigail.
Yeah, Abby.
Now, Abby, what grade are you in?
6th.
You're getting tall too. I am pretty sure. All right, what are you gonna do for us tonight?
Paul Revere's Ride by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Our homeschool basically, the curriculum has us memorize poems,
Okay.
so this is one of them. The longest one.
Okay. Well, I memorized in 6th grade The Legend Beautiful by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, and that one I thought was very long too. But let's hear the Midnight Ride.
Paul Revere's Ride by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Listen, my children, and you shall hear of the midnight ride of Paul Revere. On the 18th of April in 75, hardly a man is now alive who remembers that famous day and year. He said to his friend, "If the British march by land or sea from the town tonight, hang a lantern aloft from the belfry arch of the North Church Tower as a signal light, one of by land and two of by sea, and I on the opposite shore will be, ready to ride and spread the alarm through every Middlesex village and farm, for the country folk to be up and to arm." Then he said good night, and with muffled oar silently rowed to the Charleston shore. Just as the moon rose over the bay, where swinging wide at her moorings lay the Somerset, British man of war, a phantom ship with each mast and spar, across the moon like a prison bar, and a huge black hulk that was magnified by its own reflection in the tide. Meanwhile, his friend, through alley and street, wanders and watches with eager ears, till in a silence around him he hears the muster of men at the barracks door, the sound of arms and the tramp of feet, and the measured tread of the Grenadiers marching down to their boats on the shore. Then he climbed the tower of the old North Church by the wooden stairs with stealthy tread to the belfry chamber overhead, and startled the pigeons from their perch on the somber rafters that round him made masses and moving shapes of shade, by the trembling ladder steep and tall, to the highest window in the wall, where he paused a moment to look down on the roofs of the town, and the moonlight flowing over all. Meanwhile, impatient to mount and ride, booted and spurred with a heavy stride, on opposite shore walked Paul Revere. Now he patted his horse's side, now gazed at the landscape far and near. Then impetuous stamped the earth, and turned and tightened his saddle girth. But mostly he watched with eager search the belfry tower of the old North Church, as it rose above the graves on the hill, lonely and spectral and somber and still. And lo, as he looks on the belfry's height, a glimmer, and then a gleam of light. He springs into the saddle, the bridle he turns, but lingers and gazes till full on his sight a second lamp in the belfry burns. A hurry of hooves in a village street, a shape in the moonlight, a bulk in the dark, and beneath from the pebbles in passing, a spark struck out by the steed, flying fearless and fleet. That was all, and yet through the gloom and the light, the fate of a nation was riding that night. And the spark struck out by that steed in his flight kindled the land into flame with its heat.
With such expression. Awesome. Perfect. Yes. Very good. Fill out your cards, your comment cards for Abigail. Take some time to do that. Pens. I think the pens right here.